their colors changing like the times. And I'm taking, darling, would you be mine? And I hope you know I will love you for the rest of my life.
I noticed our rubber seals were very sticky right up through here, and I noticed, you know, of course it leaves lots of marks, you know, on your inner part of your slide, and on top of the slides there were actually little rubber, I guess, residue left over it, because, you know, the slide shuts tightly, and if it rubs against a sticky rubber piece, I think it's kind of like wearing it down, and little rubber pieces were on the roof. So what I did last time, before we moved, was we didn't have any baby powder, so I stuck some talcum powder along the edge here, and it seemed to help quite a bit. And it rained pretty good yesterday, and a lot of it's still on there. So like I said, I want these things to stay pliable and not crack, but I'm not sure why they got so sticky. It's pretty sticky right there. I don't know if you can hear it. So instead of what we used to do in the aviation industry is we would apply some baby powder, but I don't feel like going up and climbing, you know, and putting it on my finger. So I thought I'd try this body powder spray and just spray it on there to keep it. It's still pliable and it's still going to seal, but it's going to give it just a little bit a slipperiness to it, so it doesn't stick so bad and leave marks all up along the side and little rubber pieces on the top. So I'm going to give this a try, and like I said, I never tried this before. Let's see what it does. I guess it's shake it really good. Oh, there it goes. And so before we travel, like I said, I didn't have to, not all spots need it from me putting on that talcum powder from the last trip, but just a couple little spots were still really tacky. Let's see if I can see any on the other side. And of course, don't want to climb up on the top right now, but that's where most of it was. This side's still pretty good. Maybe a little spot right here, it's a little tacky, but I'm gonna go ahead and put some baby powder on it, or this body powder spray, so it's just a lot easier to apply. And let's see if it takes what do I want to say, let's see if I don't lose some rubber on top of the ceiling up on top. I might just go up there and show you guys anyways. This slide was doing fine. This side wasn't sticky at all, and really didn't leave any marks, so probably won't have to do much with this one. But let's go up on top and take a look. Okay, I made it up to the top of the roof, and you can see there's some spots right here where the seal was still really sticky. And this is, I already cleaned this off once, but there was a whole bunch of little rubber pieces. Actually, when I opened it up, all the little rubber pieces were all along through here. So this is where I'll go ahead and put a little bit more baby powder on the seal, so when we're going down the road, it'll still seal, but it gives it a chance to slide back and forth without wearing down the rubber. Like I said, I don't know how it got so sticky, if it's just this kind of rubber, or maybe it's from when I sealed it with the that rubber sealant. Maybe I put it on in the sun and I put it on too thick and it caked on there. So maybe I need to read the directions a little bit more about putting on that rubber sealant, UV protectant stuff. Maybe I did it wrong. I don't know. But right now, let's do this. Okay, here's some evidence that my rubber piece seal was sticking really bad. And sure enough, my finger doesn't slide over it too good, and it's actually wearing the rubber down a little bit. So that's where I'm going to go ahead and use some of this baby powder spray. And I'll put a little smooth coating on it, and hopefully it won't wear my rubber seal down. That's what I'm trying to protect, is that seal. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, look at that. Just really sticky rubber right there. And it leaves some pretty bad marks on the slide out. See if we can't fix that. I'll keep you guys posted on how putting on this spray baby powder stuff is working.
It is December 28th and we are leaving the Dallas area today. Had a great visit with my family in the Dallas area. We all got sick with something and passed it to each other, but mom and dad are still a little recuperating. But the rest of us, I think, are feeling better, hopefully. But we still had a great Christmas, great time. So we're leaving today, headed somewhere south of Waco. I think it's called Canyon Lake. And we are just packing up. It's raining on us here, but it's not raining at Canyon Lake. So getting ready to pull out of this little bit tight spot. They do have a loop. You can loop around right here, but that's not made for a 35-foot trailer. So we're gonna try to make the left-hand turn out of here. Should be okay, but we got a couple of chalks stuck. So we just gotta grab those and head out of here. Hold up. You're not worried about that ditch?
No, I can see it.
Okay. Eric always makes it look so easy. It's funny, we can't hear it.
Yep, it brushed it a little bit.
The AC or
Yeah.
Well, as long as it's the AC. Quick stop at the dump station. Then we're driving out of this rain.
Let me see.
And it's 80 where we're going. Or it's gonna be 80 today. Eric was a little upset because the navigation system put us on a toll road.
There are police reported ahead.
But I think he's happy now because look at that over there. They're not moving. And it's been backed up for a little bit. And I can't see the end of it up here. So, how you feel about the toll road now?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Unfortunately, we're not sitting over there, so you don't get any M&Ms or chocolates or...
I think I'm okay with that. I mean, it's been going on for at least a mile and a half, and they're like barely moving. We got a late start today because it was raining. It was supposed to stop at like 10, and then it didn't. And it's supposed to stop at 10:30, and it didn't. It's supposed to stop. Anyways, we just left when it was raining.
But the sun's shining now. Looks pretty nice, right?
Yep. It always feels like driving through spaghetti in Dallas area.
I am very happy with around Texas though, because every bridge is marked on the height. That's what I've noticed. Not just the short ones. pretty nice. They give you a spot to park your vehicle plus the campsite. But this one looks pretty long. I think we can fit it either way. It's gonna fit pretty easy.
Apparently, somewhere along our travels, we're at Potter's Creek. About 5.5, 6 hour drive today. You guys notice anything that's a little bit out of place? Apparently we had a floor mat come out from underneath the pantry and stick through. It's not coming out, so I'll probably just leave it there for now. Let's see what Sarah says.
What's wrong?
You notice anything funny?
How did that come
I don't know.
through? That's
was
in
in
the pantry.
I know. We keep our mats in the pantry near the bottom, but it apparently came out the floor. But I think we'll just leave it there for now.
Don't forget and put the slide in with it.
I don't know.
So that's a placemat that fell. But also this trip, which never happens, we keep pillows tucked in back here on the couch. So this pillow was tucked in with the rug. And it wasn't even really a rough trip, and it has never fallen before, but it got in behind this slide this time. So from now on, the pillows are going to the bed. Just a safer place for them to ride.
Now are spraying some, I guess, baby powder spray on our seals. Of course, it's kind of raining when we left, so I did it the night before we left, and then it rained, so I don't think it did that good. But it's still really sticky right here. Up here, it's nice and smooth. Here, it's sticky, and I'm afraid that over time, if you can see that, over time, you can see all the mark that did all the way down there. I'm afraid over time it's going to wear right through here, and then we'll need a new seal. So that's what I'm trying to prevent. But it's not as bad. The first time I caught it, there was a whole bunch of little black pieces, you know, all along the bottom. But that one is pretty sticky along the side. Let's check out the slide that our chairs are on. And it left a pretty good black mark all through here and all through here. And it's one of those little rubber dirt, or is that, I think that's just from our tree, because we're kind of underneath a tree right now. Now, we did drive about 5 hours yesterday. But yeah, this is sticky right here, smooth up here. So I'm trying to get this so it will seal, but able to vibrate and move back and forth a little bit without wearing the rubber out and wearing through. That's my goal. I'll try to keep it some powder on it, talcum powder or baby powder, just to give it a little bit of I guess slipperiness to it, so it can move without wearing. So anyways, we're at our new campground, South Texas. We haven't reviewed that yet, but it's supposed to be 85 degrees today here, so nice. Usually if you're by a lake with a dam, that's Corps of Engineering campground.
Do we have to check in or anything, or we're
Let me
good?
just see your tickets real quick. 11:30 Discovery is going to be brought up.
Apparently they have other activities here besides cave tours.
Okay, hello everyone. If you're here for 11:30 tour.
All right, everyone. everyone, welcome to our sinkhole. A sinkhole is also known as a large depression inside the ground, and geologists theorize that this sinkhole was once the uppermost room inside of our cavern system until about 5,000 years ago. Due to weathering, erosion, and seismic activity like earthquakes, the ceiling became unstable and collapsed, leaving behind our 60-foot long natural limestone bridge, which is where we get our name Natural Bridge Caverns from. Now, local farmers and ranchers did know about this bridge and the sinkhole since the early 1900s, but no one had ever really come out to explore it until 1960. And that's when a group of 4 students from St. Mary's University in San Antonio, college students, came out, and they had 4 trips down into this sinkhole. On their 4th trip, on March 27, 1960, they found a 120-foot crawlway that led into 2 miles of cavern and the cave that we are going to be seeing today. Now, about 3 years later, they started to do construction on the cave, and on July 4th, 1964, we had our very first tour go down on our opening day.
So they have tour groups about every 10 minutes. And they have 2 different caves here. Hopefully you guys can see this. Some really big columns going all the way down. There's, you know, it's probably, I don't know, 30, 40 feet. In most caves we go into, it's cold and you're freezing by the time you get done. I guess most of the caves I've gone to have been kind of up north. But down here, it feels like temperature of like, I think they said 80 something degrees, 88.
This part on our tour here that we're going to be standing at today. That means we have walked all the way down, and for the rest of the tour we will be walking at the top. The next area we're going to walk over is called Purgatory Creek. It's 211 feet below the Natural Bridge. It is the deepest part of our tour that we are going to walk over today and we get to look into. I do ask that as we are crossing over the bridge, please hold on to your personal belongings, because if you hold anything out of that rail and you drop it, there's not a chance you can go down and get it back. Please make sure you guys hold on to all your belongings as we cross out.
There's Purgatory Creek down there. This is a pretty big cavern here. I was walking on the edge. It's like they built a walkway. It comes through at this part. Look down again. That's cool. And back up. Ooh, get a full length view here. That's pretty cool. Castle of the White Giants.
Depth 150
This
feet.
is the second largest room today on our tour. It is about 50 feet tall, 50 feet wide, and 150 feet long. We were going to go ahead and make our way into the middle of the room where I'll introduce you to our 3 white giants. The watchtower is the tallest column inside of the cavern system, at about 50 feet tall and 8 feet in diameter. Over in the middle of the room, we have the largest stalagmite inside the cavern system. It does not quite touch, there's a few inches of separation up there. Now the reason why we call this the Mount of the Landlord is because when the explorers came through here, they thought that these little holes in the front looked like windows in an apartment complex. And this little stalagmite on the side is our angry landlord looking for his rent money. And you could say he's the king of jellyfish. We got a big jellyfish up here. But this king does like to decorate his castle, so if you look over to the right, you'll be able to see some cave chandeliers hanging down from the ceiling. These are just cave curtains that are clustered together.
Water's so clear and clean, you can drink it.
They won't let us right here, but they have a water.
How are you doing after those stairs? Well, if you guys are feeling out of shape, don't feel bad about yourselves. The cave has a much higher concentration of CO2 than it does outside, and lower oxygen. So don't feel bad about yourselves feeling out of breath. That's because of this. But our cave is still kept isolated, so it's still kept humid. So it's the humidity that makes it feel hot. We're in 35 feet below the natural bridge right now, so we still have a little ways to go. It is normally filled with water, but not right now.
Well, what'd you think, Sarah?
It was a very pretty cave, very cool. But I really got ticked off with all their fancy lighting.
Yeah, half the time they didn't, well, not half the time. You were still taking pictures or you wanted to see more and they didn't turn the lights on but half the time.
So you walk
But it was very cool.
But you walk into a room, the lights are off and they won't turn them on until everybody gets in there. And then when you're leaving, they go off before you get out.
By the way, these are kind of low too. I feel like I'm going to hit my head.
Don't walk in the middle or you will.
So yeah, I think it work on the lighting issue. Caves are very cool. I mean, just right up there with the best of them I've seen so far.
Yeah.
So except for the Bahamas, those are cooler because you're on your own. But super surprised on how I never walked out of a cave before, sweating my tail off. It was so. They said it's because of the humidity. Yeah, it is humid. But it's like 80 degrees, 88 degrees in humid.
I think it's
I don't know.
in Texas, not up north.
Yeah, I think the cave never really gets cold because it's always hot here. That's my take on it, because it's always like 110 degrees here in the summer. In the winter it cools down to 80, 75, and it never really cools off down there. So that's my take on that. But I've never been out of a cave where I'm always cold. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so cold.
I don't remember, was the Bahamas cave cold? It was cool.
It was cool,
wasn't it?
but it wasn't this
like
hot.
that.
No.
But it's not closed off.
No, it's not closed off, and it doesn't get 110 degrees in the Bahamas all the time. It's usually around in the 80s.
True.
So, but anyways, well worth. And there's 2 caves. We just did the Discovery. I'm glad I'm not doing the other one.
Yeah, me too. I want to go to the safari.
Yeah, there's a safari real close by here that you can drive through, and we're gonna film that too. It should be pretty cool. Oh, my hat's turned backwards so I could see low-laying rocks and not hit my head.
You did good in this.
Okay, one tip. What would your one tip be?
Dress for summertime.
Yeah.
Wear good shoes.
Wear good shoes, just summertime.
Water.
Bring a bottle of water.
steer crazy.
I'll take my pant legs off. Hopefully I don't have to take... Maybe I should just walk around like that. What do you think?
Wait, you can't see it. I'm in the shadow. There we go.
Can I just walk around like that since it won't fit over my shoe?
I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this a new trend? Stand up. Let's see.
Let's go.
I'm going to say no.
Dang it, I was hoping they'd fit over my... Give me scissors.